Happy Saturday to all. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm here to bring another amazing video. This time it's about uh, a nice doggy jacket. It's an amazing project for me, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Who doesn't have a pet at home? We have two, although they voluntarily came. We didn't really get them, but one dog and one cat, and I'm showing a picture of the doggy jacket. So that's just an illustration. I'm really not really good at drawing the face of a dog, but my main focus was the jacket. So I made the pattern. I don't know if you guys any of you guys saw me. I did two lives for the last 2 days to show that I was mocking up the jacket from an existing sample, and now I have the pieces cut. Um, that's asleep, and the patterns are there. A lot of people like to leave the pattern on top of the pieces to identify what kind of pieces they are, because once you have those pieces, like in this case, it's a tiny piece, so the pieces look small and they might look kind of weird also. Um, anyway, so I have a cut already. It's ready to start sewing it. So I wanna show you how to develop this kind of thing. So anyway, I'm at the overlock sewing machine right now, and that's the sample. This gentleman sent me this sample, and he asked me to create a pattern out of it. Normally, I outsource the pattern making, but I didn't have chance to bring the pattern making and then do the pattern maker and then eventually pick it up. So I ran out of time, and I need to finish it today. So I had to do it myself, and I got my pattern 95% accurate. I had to make some adjustment on the sleeve, but that's because the sleeves are so tiny. Wasn't able to maneuver around it, but it's okay. It was like some half an inch difference on the sleeve was bigger than the body, but I was able to fix it. That little girl right there, she holds my paper down. So a lot of people ask me, "Hey, where did you get that girl?" So basically, we used to have like a Sunday free drawing art class at home. So we had to, I mean, we just bring rocks and add things on them, and one of them got faces, sad faces, and so on. Anyway, so I'm working on the bottom back panel of the jacket. That's the side panel on top of the center panel. Um, and this is very easy. So I'm using my overlock sewing machine. Excuse me. I have a video about how to use this machine and what other option it offers. So basically, it's a 4 thread right now, but actually I need 5 thread because I want the seam allowance half an inch. So when you use uh, 4 thread, it's only a quarter inch. But when you use 5 thread, then it's almost half an inch plus whatever amount you cut off when you're sewing through the overlap, because it has a knife. So what I'm doing right there, I remove the needle from the right to the left. Um, so this machine has the option to add 3 needles, but you can only use two at a time. So you can also the the right needle, the first one on the right, creates marrow stitching. The second one creates a quarter inch uh, clean stitching, and then the third one is that one creates the half an inch seam overlap sewing. So anyway, stitching actually. So I removed that needle because I had made another garment that I needed like 4 threads, so that's why it was there. So now I'm sewing on a piece of fabric just to see how the stitching is coming out before I actually start sewing on the actual garment. And so it looks like it came out nice. I'm gonna test it one more time on a straight line. Um, let's see. Yeah, so it looks good. Um, let's see. I'm going to test one more time and see how it comes out, and looks like it's great. So then I'm gonna proceed to start sewing, continue with the next side of the back panel, because I only did it on one side and it was like 4 threads. So now I'm doing the sleeves. I'm placing the back panel over the front. It should be the opposite, but um, it's okay. I'm gonna add a top stitch on top of it anyway. So that's the other sleeve. Um, it was a little bit like narrow till the end, and I realized that this sleeve needs to be kind of like folded up, so it's a little bit off on the top. But I fixed, I smoothed it out, and it's good. So now that's the body. What I'm saying is that I'm gonna add a double needle top stitch on the center back, and then I'm simulating the yoke on top of the bottom back. Now, at the double needle sewing machine, I've been developing a video to show you guys how to use the double needle sewing machine and the amazing way how it sews. So that's a quarter inch needle to needle top stitch, and I just did the top stitch on the sleeves, on one of the sleeves, and that's the center back. Yeah, that's the center back because it has the side panels, and that's the bottom piece right there, round bottom piece. That's why I recognized it because the back it's round. That's another sleeve, and I am doing a chain stitching, what is called chain stitching, meaning without cutting at the end of each stitch. So it's good when you sew multiple pieces. It's better like that because a lot of times when you cut thread and then you start sewing a new start a new stitching, then the thread goes away for some reason. And I was having issues with one of those tensioners, but I noticed that I'd gone twice around the tensioner, so I removed it, and I think it's okay. I was a little bit how you call that um not stressed out, just a little bit upset about it because it was letting the uh the thread go whenever I would end it. So what I'm trying to show you right there, it's the slot that allows the leash of the dog to go through it from the back. So that's the center back, and the yoke will go over it. So I'm just explaining that that's how it is. So I did an 8 top stitch around it. What I'm doing right there, I'm setting the facing because it has a facing, and eventually I'm gonna add a piece of velcro to keep it stuck to it, so it won't bug the doggy when he's wearing it or she's wearing it. So now I'm adding the back yoke on the top of the bottom up part. So um, I'm doing a half an inch across. I kind of wanted to set it like this because this way I have more control on a single needle when I'm sewing it across. Versus if I do it on an overlock, you don't really have a lot of control because the foot it's wide. So I noticed that on one side it's a little bit wider, and I went back and I adjusted it. So that's why it's important to do it in a single needle. And then after that, it was good. So now you see, you can't even see the slot. I know that it's there because I did it, but otherwise I wouldn't be able to see it. So now what I'm doing, I'm joining the sleeves. The sleeves are set at half an inch, and then eventually I'm gonna add a top stitch on it over the body. Um, so the top stitch normally goes on the body, not on the sleeve, because the sleeve has a curve and it has to kind of sit in a way. So you have to do it on the body, on top of the body of the jacket. So now I'm done, just normal overlock sewing, and then I'm indicating that that's where I'm gonna go with the top stitch. So so when you do the top stitch on a curve, you have to really create the curve and go around it. If you want to go straight, then it starts to create creases and wrinkles, and you don't want to catch a double um, folded area, and then it's gonna look like if it's how you call that dart or so. So that's why you have to kind of curve it, um, and then done that top stitch right there on the sleeve, and it looks great. It looks like Levi because that's how it looks like. And now I wasn't able to show you a lot more because this takes a lot longer than 10 minutes since I was doing this on a different platform that allows me only to do 10 minutes. Then I had to do it like that. But now you see the final product. Look how great it looks. I'm adding the snaps right now on the top and the bottom. And now look the final product. It's amazing. And look how great it looks. I loved it. Those are the snaps, and then you're gonna see it on a little doggy. This is a small size. He's a medium size, but that's a good way to see it. Thank you for following me, and thank you for watching my videos. I hope I'm adding value to your sewing um, entrepreneurship. and hope to see you next time. And keep watching. I will have a lot of good stuff coming up.